Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Motley Collector. I am going to be using these podcasts to show some of the different collected items I have. I'm not really like a super collector. I've been through getting phases of a lot of different things over the years, and as my age has advanced, uh, I don't collect so much anymore, but um, I thought it'd be nice to share some of the uh, tchotchkes that I have in different collections. Um, this is for my motto is kind of every tchotchke has a story. So a tchotchke is just a little, sometimes useless thing. Almost everything I have has some background or some meaning to it. This first episode is going to be about playing cards. And I'm not, I was getting playing cards for a while. I'm still interested in getting them. Ideally, my first episode would be with the things that I started collecting, which was uh, Star Trek and Star Wars. But as I don't want to associate Star Wars with my episode one because we all know there's no episode one. Also, this is going to be kind of a low key sort of a podcast video thing. It's not going to be like, say, diners, drive-ins, and dives where there's an edit every, 3 times a second. It'd be more like a Tchotchke Roadshow, I think, or even Bob Ross, happy little trinkets thing kind of things. So anyway, starting first with the playing cards. No, I'm not going to be doing magic tricks. I know a couple of simple ones, but um, and I don't play cards all that much. But I just found that I like different kinds of decks. And I've thought about getting some more as since I posted about playing cards. Suddenly, I'm getting a lot of Facebook ads for different kinds of card decks, and it's like, oh, I kind of want to get those, but again, I don't want to start another obsession in my list. Right now, this is, we'll go with these. So, of course, we have the standard bicycle, a couple of bicycle decks, blue and red. And one of the things I learned in doing in collecting playing cards is that there's a couple of different sizes. There's the standard decks, and then there's the bridge deck, which is a little bit smaller. So some of the other ones I have, I've got a little box here full. This one is just a regular card deck, but backside has MASH 407 7th on it. It's kind of a nice, but they're all, of course, they're all the same. And let's see, we have some of these are not just playing card decks, but they're actual special game type decks. Here's another one that I haven't opened. This is from the 1984 U.S. Olympic Games. And the price on there says $1.88. And that's kind of what I'd consider a collector's item, so I haven't opened it. I don't see any reason to open this particular one because I have regular decks to play with. There's another one kind of fancy. This is based on absinthe, and which is a special kind of liquor that just recently became legal again in the United States. It has a couple of, it's kind of an old vintage style back. And then the cards are really, themselves are really special. And here's the Joker. That is an absinthe drip. So you put the alcohol in here, put a spoon with a cube of sugar on it and then drip cold water into it, and then the magic happens. So regular numbered cards are kind of fancy, black. And the face cards, let's see, here's the jack. And ace is pretty standard, queen. And the different suits look to be pretty much the same, so just different colors. Where's my king? In here. Smoking gentleman with his absinthe. Absinthe was a favorite drink of Ernest Hemingway, and he had a special concoction he made called Death in the Afternoon, which I believe was absinthe and champagne. Let's see. There's another kind of a special deck. This is a smaller, again, the bridge size, smaller version. It's about a half-inch smaller this way and a half-inch smaller this way than our standard deck. This is from Wrath of Khan, copyright 1982. So that would make this deck 40 years old. And looking at the inside, I do have a spare deck. These are really nice. Here's the Joker. That is the Reliant, I think, if I remember right. Ace is, say it, Khan. And some of the other standard ones, like even the Four Spades has Captain Kirk on it, 1982. Let's look at some of the face cards. Jack, Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy, King, of course, King Kirk. And ace, they have, looks like they have Khan on all the aces. And let's see, another king. And the other actors, characters are featured on the other cards. So I'm not interested in selling this stuff on eBay. Everything's going, for the most part, to my estate when that time comes. But I suppose if I would get an exorbitant offer, I might consider selling something. I do have one extra deck of these. This one's a little bit more used, the one I actually used. Let's see. This one is just a card deck for a puzzle game. Like if you remember the old Soma puzzle, it's just a block cube puzzle. And they have two sides to it. One is the puzzle, the configuration you're supposed to try to get to, and then the other one, backside, is the solution. All kinds of these. I've only done a few of these, but I played with the block, block by block, quite often. It's a neat little toy. Here's another neat little deck. This is a very small deck compared to the standard bicycle size deck. You can hear Zuby in the background. Yes, Zuby. And this is a Japanese game. And it's called Hanafuda. And these are really like thick cards. And they have pictures on them. Different pictures, different suits. how, and what you would do is it's kind of like mahjong, where you match up cards, flowers, ribbons, leaves, animals. Very, very beautiful deck. And here are the instructions, and actually all of the, you have to see about getting that in focus. The different types of cards in it. It's just a lovely, lovely deck. I've only played that a few times, but it's still quite an interesting game. Hanafuda. And I've got a couple of different, another similar deck. This is the Hawaiian style, Hanafuda Hawaiian style. Which is, that's not a, oh, there it is. Yeah. Hanafuda is a card game played by Hawaiian locals for over a century. The set contains 48 cards, twice as big as the traditional size for easy handling. It includes Yaku guide and basic instructions. Share this island tradition with friends and family. Of course, that was based Japanese game. And this has got English instructions, pictures on the layout, how to deal, and the actual cards. Nice backs and really nice pictures on the front. So they're very similar to the Japanese Hanafuda deck I showed you, but I think maybe a little bit prettier. So I like this one quite a bit. It's Hanafuda Hawaiian style. Next is just a standard deck I got from where I used to work for many years. Oh, this is another one I bought called Quado, which is basically the same as the Hanafuda deck, but it's more of a standard size. So there's the Quado. And again, you have the ribbons and animals. And I think it's actually the same graphics as the original Hanafuda deck that I showed. But it's got scorecards, a little bit like a Yahtzee kind of thing. And this is the instruction book. So a lot of details and the rules. So initial learning takes a little bit to learn to play, but once you're into the rhythm of it, it's a lot of fun. Here is a photo deck collection, May West, which is kind of nice. First, there's the main picture on the backs of the cards. And you got all these got upside down. Very pretty woman, very funny, comedic actress from a long time ago. Mae West. You could probably see most of her movies for free on any of those download services you can find. There's a couple more of the actually one more of bicycle deck. This is the dragon back. That's actually the front, but that's what the backs of all the cards look like. Pretty nice, pretty fancy. I prefer that to the bicycle decks. Again, another sample of somewhere I used to work. Not that interesting. Here's one I really like for the most part. Batman. When I was younger, my dad worked for a candy company, and he would often bring home whole card boxes, sets of cards. So I remember getting box sets of Apollo 11, King Kong, a few baseball cards. We didn't collect baseball cards or get that many baseball cards, but I remember a few from the 60s that would probably be pretty valuable today. And the other thing I never got into collecting, kind of missed the boat, was Pokemon cards. So considering how old some of these are, yeah, I could have probably been making out on some of those. And there was another Batman set that came out back then, but those were all like comic or painted cards, and they're kind of interesting. I don't remember who the artist was. I might have to look that up someday, but they were nowhere near as good as the pictures. But this deck, of course, Joker is the Joker. This deck, here's the back of all the cards. This deck, I'm not quite so satisfied with this deck because the pictures are so small. I'd rather have a full card with the full picture bleed like that. But they're all so small, and it's a very funny old show if you ever get a chance to look at it. Batman, Robin. He's just a bat jump. He's not jumping a shark there, but he actually does have an interaction with the shark in the Batman 1966 movie, if you want to check that one out too. Let's see. Open the other box on that one. It is another game. This one has a long history. Well, this is a newer set, not as beat up as my old one that got used a lot. So this is a stock card trading game. It has lots of different cards of the same suit, and you just deal them out. And the idea is to you get like 10 cards, and the idea is to trade them out and get them all, get an entire suit of the same thing. And you do that by shouting and trading with each other. So it's very much like a stock market game. So this didn't come with a game, but I had to get one of these. So because there's so much noise during the game that yeah, you can hardly tell who's actually cornered the market unless you have that bell going. And I recommend, if you are in an apartment above someone who's trying to sleep and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, find something else to play. Your neighbor below will not appreciate it, as we found out. And we'll finish up with a couple of these. I'll go with Star Wars anyway. So this is from this is a nice tin. Looks like I haven't even opened these yet. This is the Jedi deck, and this is the Sith deck, but this is the Disney-based deck. So this is Joker here has Chip and Dale on it, and the Joker has this guy. I'm not sure that character's name. I haven't opened it up to see what the other ones are yet, but that was just an actual collectible that I bought, and I like the tin and Got that at Disney World. And here's another one, which is really pretty cool. This is a 3D lenticular Star Wars set. Again, that comes in a nice tin. And every single one of these is a three-dimensional. There's the back, Star Wars, and is a three-dimensional picture, which as you move, the picture changes. Of course, Queen Amidala. Let's see, King. And they have different ones for the king. Like here's Darth Vader as Darth Vader. And the other king is Anakin. And some of the other players, of course, Darth Maul. So, Jango Fett. And where is that one? And here's the Joker. Rather appropriate. I wouldn't even think about using these as like playing poker, because they would get damaged or used, or what do you like to look at them once in a while? It looks like that's it, but I'm just going to be keeping those around like everything else. And until next time, this is the Motley Collector, and thank you for watching. This is another special okay, Zuby has to make his appearance. He'll be jumping up here any second. Yep, there he is. You're not paying attention to me. How come? Yeah, Zuby, I'm a little busy right now. Oh. All right, let's get down. Come on. Don't walk on the keyboard. All right, enough. Get out. Get out. Thank you, clock. My bird clock tells me times every hour. Okay. So, and thank you for being yourself, Zuby. Yeah, say goodbye. Yeah, don't walk on the keyboard. Where'd you put my mouse? Here it is. Yeah, no, don't throw your butt on it. Come on, off, 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 off. Log me out.